Hi everyone, this is byCherryEnchantress. I'm here with another pick a card, pick an image, and with 3 stacks of fun decks and information. And I decided to get romantic. So everybody, let's choose what our wedding dress is going to be. Some of you might have already been married before, or maybe you wanting to do it again. Those of you who are already married and happily married, this probably is not for you. But if you're dreaming of that dream wedding, what is your wedding aesthetic? What will your wedding dress be like? Here we have 1, 2, and 3. I would say 1 is kind of romantic and fantasy. 2 is a kind of mermaidy and maybe a little bit more modern, and 3 is fairy tale. So choose your style. Now, you may not like any of these styles. Just choose your pile, because you might find your style within the decks. The decks we'll talk a little bit about your aesthetic in general and what you might look forward to when you get married. So what will your wedding dress be like? Let's begin. This one's number 1 and a little hard to see. I just love this so much. The train is so pretty, and I don't think I captured it too well in this image, but maybe the thumbnail you'll be able to see better what this beautiful dress looks like. The contrast in the blacks and whites, or the whites and the cream colors, the champagnes. So let's see what we've got. And I'm talking aesthetic, so I'm going to be talking a lot of color here, a lot of mood and feeling. I love this kind of stuff. All right, so we're going to start with the Fairy Oracle. This Fairy Oracle is called the Fairy Wisdom Oracle. And you have the Green Fairy. So lots of green. I feel like it could be like a fairy theme. It could be outdoors. It could just mean that you have a lot of flowers, but to accent the flowers, you'll see a lot of green surrounding, emphasizing it, contrasting it. Let's see what else. Okay, and then you have always. I feel like I want to read from the book for this one. This sort of always feeling. It feels very traditional, but it can be very unusual too, and out of the blue. It could be like even a handfast situation. But I feel that the representation of the couple here could symbolize that there's a sense of infinity. This card wants to speak of infinity. To truly understand life, you must understand that you have always been and always will be. You are part of the divine source that rules the universe. Your spirit and your soul are immortal. As the physical body passes from existence, your energy body survives, eventually to move back to join with the spirit. Your connection to divine spirit is never severed. You are never alone. You are always connected to source. You are the vehicle through which the divine spirit manifests on earth. Understand your divinity and your importance on earth, and appreciate every other being on earth is equally important in the divine plan. So this card can indicate that you may have a wish for a special person in your life who will promise to always be there for you. First, you must always be there for yourself. Perhaps in the past, those who should have stuck by you did not. Those you thought were true or not. Release old pain and habit patterns and allow your highest good to manifest in your life. Express your gratitude. This primes the pump for a real, lasting relationship. Another aspect of this card, it asks you to remember the elementals that are helping you along the way. Their devotion to you is infinite and unwavering. I ever was, I always will be. I am infinity. My soul reaches out far beyond this shell. Within me, spirit has a place to dwell. I am, so be it. And then play any song you love over and over and over again. I would recommend a romantic song, but that's not necessary here. So that's, I feel like your connection is going to be so deep. You're marrying your soulmate and somebody who really completes you, and it's going to be real different this time. And so you're going to have a wedding that is filled aesthetically with authentic representations of yourself and your person. And let's see, you have in your Enchanted Oracle, we have the Silver Moon Fairy. So definitely could be, you know, a fairy theme or something that just represents this delicate and wispy aesthetic. Then from the Ancestors Oracle, I think that's what this is. Oh, Vintage Wisdom, sorry. Vintage Wisdom. You have Grace. I love this one. So, you know, it could also be very exotic kind of wedding. It could be a wedding in a distant land. No matter where you are and how you're dressed, you have this sense of grace about you. This appearance that is very appealing, and people will admire you and think how beautiful you are. This woman is poised in a scene of heady blossoms, lots of flowers, lakes and mountains. A bejeweled dancer is captured in a moment of rapture, twirling a gossamer veil in the rays of the afternoon sun. Her carefree form moves effortlessly in harmony with the beauty that surrounds her. She is intoxicated with the spirit of grace and delights in the sublime sweetness of the passing moment. So, this is blessing, and it just means the loving kindness of God. There is no substitute for this. This is a divine situation. We have the word divine come out twice, and I feel like it's a divine union and a very divine situation, romance and love and connection, and grace is here to help you through this. Rain is grace, and rain is the sky condescending to the earth. Without rain, there would be no life. So when grace dances into your moments of loving connectedness, you will recognize her reassuring lightness of step, and regardless of circumstances, be both humble and grateful for the perfection in each moment. Cultivate the eyes to see and the heart to merge with these gifts as they unfold beautifully and bountifully in your daily life. And soon you will realize the darkest days are never so daunting as to be beyond the reach of grace. I just love the writing in this book, and that what came to me as I was reading it is that I see dancing at your wedding, at your reception. In general, I see just sort of a soft, wispy feeling, and soft movements and graceful gestures and graceful mannerisms, and a sort of courtly, it's not the word, it's kind of just refined way, a refined style, a graceful attitude. All right, so let's see, we have a few tarot here. In our tarot, we've got the Page of Wands too. So that to me represents that, yes, it is more of this wispy air. It's a passion, a fire, a beautiful energy, very ethereal too. You have the Seven of Wands. This could even be like a hand fasting situation, very natural, something that kind of goes beyond tradition, a non-traditional type of wedding and non-traditional type of dress. You have the World. I feel like the aesthetics in general are going to be very bountiful, lots of food, lots of I hear the word pleasure, but it's like a pleasure to be in this environment full of food, beautiful flowers, lovely music, and just a graceful, soft, wispy, willowy aura about you, and between you and your person, and also just your family members and people who are there. There's just a nice, gentle quality. And then we have the Lovers as well. So to me, you know, the couple came out twice, or lots of couples here. I feel like the Lovers, it's just kind of talking about how this is definitely your twin flame, your soulmate, you know, the one that you're connecting with. And everybody knows it and they feel it in the air, like it's elevated. It feels divine, something better and more special than anything they've noticed before, you know, than other kind of just typical weddings. This has sort of a gracefulness about it, an ethereal quality and a divine quality. All right, so let's check out your charms. All right. Okay, we have Jasmine, so definitely it could be very exotic kind of style, very graceful, kind of like a Bollywood type thing here. We have like a fairy tale feeling with Disney, with Mickey Mouse. Also, for some of you too, it could be very ethereal, like fairy kind of princess style, very fluffy and soft and wispy and willowy. You have Idea, Play, and Ever. The man's ring, he's going to really be concerned about his ring as much as you are. You are twin flames, you're connected, or soulmates, you know, very connected hearts and souls here. You could have some kind of French connection or honeymoon in France, or just, you know, have this kind of very, very fine dining, French food, or something very regal. Ooh, some of you could be marrying like a military type, a lieutenant, or somebody in the military, somebody very well-known. I like a Captain Von Trapp type. Somebody very wealthy and military, possibly. We have creativity here, so I see you see a really well done, beautifully done dress and wedding aesthetic, and there's a lot of spiritualism combined. There is butterflies, like, yeah, just kind of this gossamer feeling. And here is another French symbol. And so definitely arches, it could be, you could have a lovely church with beautiful archways, or lovely outdoor setting with very, you know, romantic European type style arches and settings, garden, something like that. But definitely, and your dress itself could be very ornate and detailed, or have a lot of jewels and glimmer. You could have also very like multiple colors to choose from in your gown. So yeah, I see a lot of that, and that looks very wonderful to me. Okay, can't wait to go on to the next. I'm moving on. Okay, and here's pile 2. So from the Fairy Wisdom Oracle, we've got a few cards. We have the Chakra Fairy. So something about the dress is going to feel very aligned, very fit, like a beautiful fit. So it could definitely be like a mermaid style gown, but it'll fit you very well, and it make you feel really good in your skin, make you feel completely whole with yourself in a spiritual sense as well. All right, let's see what else we have. Thinking of you. So who's thinking of you? Let's check this out. Somebody could be thinking of you right now at this moment. So definitely you also could have maybe a little bit eccentric quality to your wedding aesthetic, your dress and your bridesmaids gowns. Also your environment can have a little bit more of a modern or edgy quality to it. Thinking of you, the key word here is synchronicity. Have you ever been thinking of someone just as the phone rings, only to find that they are the one calling you? Life presents many such examples of synchronicity to us. There's no such thing as coincidence. Everything happens for a reason, and synchronicity happens more often when we are strongly grounded within ourselves. When well grounded, we have a strong connection to everything in our universe. These connections help to put us in the right place at the right time. Our institution and intuition, our intuition is heightened and things fall into place so much easier. We flow with the universal life force instead of fighting it. This is with the chakras here and the synchronicity, there's this feeling like everything just perfectly falling into place. So your dress just fits impeccably, and everybody's just kind of in awe how perfect you look and how well everything is just falling into place. How your shoes match your dress, match your bouquet, match your location, match everything is just so perfect in sync. And so you're just going to enjoy it. It's going to be a wedding that you truly enjoy, that you'll feel at ease and comfort with. And everything's going to feel efficient too, like it working clockwork, you know. Maybe you've always wanted to be a wedding designer, you know, a wedding planner, and now you're planning your own wedding and you got this to the T. You got this down. So it's all about peace and balance and choices and words and actions and attitude and style, and it just all this amazing balance coming into play here, and with the perfect divine timing as well. Like that's the other key element here. It's not only do you have the perfect dress and the perfect aesthetic, but it's all planned and timed at the perfect time of year. And the earth it's very earthy, and you feel very connected to your body and to the earth, and everything feels real aligned. Everything is breathing as one, and all is one, and you move smoothly on your life's journey. Created in light, grounded in stone, I ask synchronicity here to be shown. I call on the powers of timing and place. I bring in the balance of divine grace. So be it. So let somebody know you're thinking about them today. All right, so let's see what else we have from the dust. This is the Enchanted Oracle right here. We have the Maiden Moon. The evening could be, I feel like a lot of lavenders out there, or at least some of the accents maybe in the bridesmaid dresses could be lavenders, but that could be part of your accent. There's a moon, an evening type setting. It could be something that starts in the day, but definitely by reception, by evening, there's a beautiful glow in the sky and a beautiful romantic atmosphere, and you're feeling like a beautiful maiden yourself in this dress that fits so perfectly. Let's see about your Vintage Wisdom Oracle. I only have one of these. I thought I had two. Oh yes, celebration. Yeah, so everything is feeling wonderful and joyful, and this feeling of you just being in your best, just feeling your best, you know, because everything is coming into perfect alignment. You can relax and enjoy yourself. You can actually feel part of this celebration. So this writer just is such a beautiful writer. So there is cause for a celebration, and this is a special moment for the beautiful girl as she dances in sheer delight. In one hand she holds a golden goblet, in the other a ball of starlight. Her gown and headdress are adorned with fragrant blooms, and butterflies frolic around her as if to join in the happiness. Candles in the foreground add to the mood of rejoicing and symbolize the spiritual presence of light and illumination. So definitely part of your aesthetic, like the illuminating moon. This quality between light and dark, and things glowing about you, you know, you glowing and your environment glowing. There will be many good reasons for joy without need for any formal occasion or the use of a calendar. Celebrations can be a type of harvest, reaping rewards of effort, marking good times and good news, memory of a loved one, birth of a new life or project, and of course, this is what we're talking about, the wedding. So this is you actually, like I said, like actually you did, I feel like you're the one that does all the work, or a lot of the work. You've put so much effort behind it, or you've chosen the correct people to organize this, and it's just come off flawlessly. And so this just gives you a sense that when other things didn't work right, you know, in your life, when you've had difficult times, and when you were hopeless about things changing, this situation, this wedding, this environment, this dress and this aesthetic and everything surrounding it is just saying yes, you know, it's finally all coming in together, and it's feeling good and right and joyful. So you'll feel wealthy, like the simplest things in life feel wonderful. I just mentioned Oprah Winfrey last night, and here's some wise words from Oprah Winfrey. The more you praise and celebrate your life, the more there is in life to celebrate. That's nice. Okay, let's see what your tarot has to say, or what we get. Ooh, look at that. You got the Four of Wands. You got 1111, so definitely could be a twin flame situation. But look how beautiful that dress is. So you could have something very traditional, gorgeous, long flowing. I saw on pile one definitely like architecture and archways and buildings, really beautiful. And you could have that as well in your wedding. I feel like you definitely, like I sense that this pile is definitely, there's a big emphasis on the bridesmaids as well. Like they're going to really, really look beautiful and really compliment you. And yeah, your man is going to just be blown away. Not much he has to do about it. He just sitting there being blown away by the beauty and the aesthetic of it all. Oh, see, the sun. So this wedding can go, and the aesthetic, it doesn't have to be formal or traditional or anything, but there is going to be this sense of everything just glowing up, you know, like the candles, you know, and the way the butterflies flutter, and the way you look, and the way everything fits just so perfectly. There is a glow here. The combination of colors too, like this dark purples in the background and the glowing amber candles in the foreground. So I feel like that's going to be part of the aesthetic here. So let's see about some more tarot here. We've got, yeah, the Ace of Swords, this beautiful flowing dress, and the sun in the background too, and the way there's this kind of like shimmer. I see a lot of things shimmering and glowing, and a lot of light play. You could even have, you know, like an outdoor setting with little fairy lights in the trees, something like that. Really beautiful, really lovely settings. Let's see what else. Wow. So yeah, you and your partner, your future husband, are really going to stand out among the crowd. Anyone here oppose this wedding, speak now, forever hold your peace. And everybody's just sort of in awe of the way you guys are glowing up. It's just, and so not only your wedding party, the bridesmaids and the groomsmen, but you and your groom are just going to be outstandingly gorgeous. Okay, well, let's go ahead and get some charms. Alrighty. Ooh. So yeah, it could be really very formal with a top hat and everything. You have definitely this like glowing like little fairies and fairy dust and pixie dust and the very sparkly feeling. You have true and reach and idea. Wow, so I think this is mostly your idea, and you've reached your idea. And you have blessed. Definitely feeling so loved and blessed that it all came perfectly to your dream come true. You have peace, enough peace in the moment that you can relax and enjoy yourself. Lots of beautiful like harp music, romantic harp music. Look, you're marrying your twin flame. And you have the, I'll call this the Taj Mahal. I don't know if that is or not, but we're just to say you could have, like I said, a beautiful architecture or structures that you surround you to help enhance the aesthetic. You have ooh, so definitely you could honeymoon in a tropical place. Also, your wedding could take place in a cooler time of the year. Maybe some of the sparkle, the warm candlelights, but also like sparkle like snowflakes. Ooh, but lots of music, beautiful music here. And here it is. Here he is, your divine masculine, the unicorn. You are marrying your twin flame here. And you are the fairy. You give a lot of love and hugs and just good, just kind of like this good energy. People just enjoying your energy. Like, is this gonna zoom up? There you go. See, she's hugging. And the key to the royal wedding suite, so your honeymoon is going to be very beautiful, very royal, a very royal room, or maybe within the same place you have your reception, but you go straight to the royal suite. You have not all who wander are lost. So very nice. The aesthetic to me just feels very dreamy, and maybe people are, feel like they can wander off in certain alcoves and cozy corners and niches and nooks. So I get a little bit more, actually more sense of the architecture in this one, even though there is some in the first one too as well. Maybe your church has or your chapel or wherever maybe the structure itself is very ornate and nice. Yeah, this kind of gives it a churchy energy too. All right, you guys, I can't wait to look at the next one. Alrighty, and pile 3 is the fairy tale wedding, mostly because there's a castle in the distance. And speaking of architecture, oh my gosh, I thought I had architecture in pile 1 and 2, but you might have the one that takes the cake, or maybe not. Maybe it'll just be a very natural environment. So let's see what our fairy wisdom oracle says. We've got blue fairy. So I see blue accents for you, and 22, maybe your year will be 2022. I decided not to go with timing on this one, just because I didn't want to let that distract us. We're talking about your dress and wedding aesthetics. So I feel like your dress could have some blue accent. You could actually have like a very light blue dress or some blue accents, maybe beading or sequins or something. Also, possibly your bridesmaids could be in blue, or there'd be a lot of blue accents in your surroundings. Let's see what else. You have, oh, devotion. Devotion, that's so sweet. So you and your person will be very much devoted to each other. I think they're also very devoted to making you happy and making it very memorable. There is a sense that you could have a more modern type wedding too. Maybe it could be fairy tale, very fairy tale, but more cutesy fairy tale or modern fairy tale. Those are all possibilities. But I'm going to look into what the devotion means. So this is about unconditional love. Are you considering devoting yourself to another? Make sure first that you're devoted to yourself. Begin by embracing Spirit's devotion to you. Feel it inside and out. Feel it filling the faceted crystal in your heart. Center yourself firmly within the white light of Spirit's energy, which gives you life. Ground yourself firmly to the earth, which feeds and cares for you. Fill yourself to the brim with the majesty of unconditional love. Then give it forth from the endless supply that is rightfully yours to share. It is in honoring spirit and the spirit that is within you that you receive the love to give to another. I just hear that you're going to have some amazing wedding vows, very beautiful and meaningful. People are going to be crying. You're going to have beautiful tissue boxes everywhere too. This, like, the whole aesthetic, the emotion of it. Blue also makes me feel about like a very emotional, romantic atmosphere. If you're truly devoted to each other, you will honor their beliefs, their rights to opinions and choices, and the divine within them. And again, pile 3, we have another divine relationship, blessed by spirit. So if you love yourself, you can love others, and spirit can give you the best of what's for you, and you can trust in yourself because you've followed spirit, you've let spirit be your guide. And you are just good enough as you are. You're worthy of love and a good relationship. And spirit fills our desires in the most wonderful and mysterious ways. I give thanks for the unconditional love that runs through every cell of my being. I give thanks that I am a conduit from which this energy flows. I give thanks for the God within each and every being on earth, and I give thanks for the recognition of all of this. I allow Spirit to work its mysteries through me. I am devoted to Spirit and to myself, and I am now able to give to another fully, as I am an eternal crystal white stream of God's light. So be it. Make and give someone a Valentine today. Wow, a crystal white stream of light. So you could really be an extreme, beautiful white, bright crystal, sparkle white. Something very, maybe magical Cinderella-ish, you know? Let's see what your Enchanted Oracle has to say. So, oh, here we go. White magic. White. You are definitely going to be in white. And something about this white will be so pure, it'll sparkle with maybe a blue cast to it somehow. So very beautiful. Let's see what your wisdom, what is this one? This is the Vintage Wisdom. I don't know why I always forget this one. Vintage Wisdom Oracle. Really beautiful. Ah, see? You're going to be very traditional. The actual white gown here. And gentleness. So I'm going to read to you about gentleness because this author has such a beautiful way with words. And this will really show you and get us in the aesthetic and atmosphere of the situation. Snowflakes. Snowflakes flutter through soft rays of dappled light onto a veiled ghost bride. Strolling through a deserted forest, she personifies the spirit of gentleness. An escort of doves flies nearby, guiding her onward journey as she moves closer toward the open fields. You are reminded of the virtue of gentleness. Life can be harsh at times, but the way we respond to challenges determines our receptiveness to its spiritual gifts and our connection to the world. Life beckons you to draw on this quality when it may be more tempting to react in the opposite way. If this is the case, this card shows this opportunity for growth. By handling a predicament with the wisdom of gentleness, you bend with the ebb and patient flow of its quiet and humble countenance. If you feel tempted to revert to old ways of dealing with the situation, remember the wise counsel of the Chinese writer Han Suyin. There is nothing stronger in the world than gentleness. So another gentle, beautiful atmosphere. I feel a little bit where pile 2 is kind of glowing and maybe modern, or maybe a little bit where more confidence, where the person in that pile may have been the one to really do most of the work herself. I feel this one is a little bit more low-key, even if it is going to be, even if it is fairy tale, and even if it is in a castle or near a castle. I feel this one above all the others is definitely going to be the most traditional. You're going to follow more of the general traditional rules of of your environment, of your settings, of colors, and you may even go by your, instead of having like a wedding planner, you may just have a book and you just kind of follow some general guidelines. But I just feel like definitely this sort of, you also, this an ethereal quality, a magical quality, but very white. So white and so pure, very pure, definitely in this. I feel a sense of purity and a very amazing, beautiful, devoted soulmate or twin flame here. So let's see what your tarot has to say. Wow, see, this is what I'm talking about, tradition. And she has her, white dress, and this is kind of following a ritual or some kind of formality. So whatever, it could be pertain to a particular culture. Even the color of your dress does not necessarily have to be white, but whatever is particular to your culture. And so if you're in the culture where we're meant to wear white, and you're going to pick the whitest, purest dress and follow all the traditional rules to the T, I think. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, see? With the Hierophant, this is about ritual and ceremony. You could even, I see even a possible Catholic wedding with the Eucharist and all of that, a big church like a Maria von Trapp wedding with, long white train going down this amazing church, where the church ceremony is going to be very important part of the wedding, just as much as the reception would be. And I smell incense. It could be a high mass full of classic music and organs and the whole works. This was kind of my dream wedding at one time. I wanted to get married in the church that I was baptized in Germany, and I wanted to have like that, like a Maria von Trapp wedding, with a big organ playing, but even now, like, I don't need that anymore. I could really love the sparkly fairy wedding too. Like, anything would be perfect for me. But I feel like this is just definitely going to be very, very beautiful, very grand and beautiful, and very traditional. Let's see what else. Yes, here we go with the Lovers. So the good news is, even though that, it's traditional, it doesn't mean that it's going to be like an arranged situation. You're definitely marrying the one that you are completely and absolutely in love with, and that is your mate and your soulmate. But yes, you're going to be very traditional. You're going to have a veil. You're going to have flowers in the bouquet. This particular Lovers card talks about how in the Victorian times, the women would eat their bouquets for good luck, or I don't know, pass them to the bridal party to eat for good luck. So I feel like there's going to be certain rituals and traditions that you're going to partake in, and very likely you could have, this person could be one of those outdoor hand fasting type of things, but within certain rules and traditions. Or you could have the lasso tied around you, according to like Hispanic tradition too. And then we have the Knight of Cups. So not to be outdone by you, but your groom is going to be very sparkly, on point, looking his best as well. So I don't feel like there's going to be any competition. In fact, I think you're both going to sparkle. And look, you see how you have like the deep blue accents, the shadows, and then the lighter, brighter lights, and that's going to look so gorgeous against your white dress. So the aesthetic is going to look so amazing. And look at that, it's like very chivalrous. So even some of you could have a theme wedding, like a Renaissance type knight in shining armor type wedding, in fact, so that's possible as well. Some kind of medieval themed, with knights and long flowing white dresses and veils and beautiful structure and ceremony. All right, let's check out your charms. Alrighty. A lot of sound in the air. I've got music, I've got the cicadas singing outside, and my son playing the piano. Alrighty. So let's check. Oh my gosh, I took out every one of these, and that, you know what that means? You're gonna need some Scrabble, but that's fine. I will do it for you. It's meant to be. So sure, there's the surety. This one, you could be traveling a long distance for your wedding. I remember I mentioned Germany. You have, I took out all my German charms, but you have Holland here. It's going to be beautiful, beautiful, glowing, sunny day, full of happiness and joy. Just everything is lit up and joyful. You have London here too, so definitely could be like maybe flying people into your wedding, but I feel a very international feeling. Lots of flowers, lots of love in the air. I feel it's also just a cornucopia, so that's, oh my gosh, in the wine cellar, you're opening up every bottle. Lots of drinking, and I feel like the reception is going to be very rich. This feels like the wedding that no expense spared. And there you go, with Mickey Mouse, you have the fairy tale wedding. You have the carry me home charm. So I feel like this is somebody who's got your back, somebody who's there for you. You're not going to have to do any of this alone. You have a lot of support from everyone, specifically your groom, who's going to really look out for you and take care of you, make sure you're fine through all of this. I sense a bit of fragileness in the feminine in this, and so she's going to need her support. But the masculine is going to be very supportive, and so are all the people around her. And there's a lot of traveling and moving parts. It's going to be kind of, I feel like this one is definitely feels a little bit more out of your hands than the second pile, where it was really felt like the feminine was in control of how it all worked out. But this is a beautiful, blessed situation. It's a miracle. It's a miracle wedding. Maybe somebody wins money and just has the dream come true wedding, like no expense spared. We have beautiful music here. You have good hope, a good idea. Also could be a miracle connection, like somebody you just thought that you never would actually end up marrying, and this is coming true. The pineapple makes me think of a beautiful, like, fruit hors d'oeuvres, just everything is just very, I feel, in a grand scale. I'm feeling that. And then you have don't be late for a very important date. There could be some things that are delayed somehow, like, or maybe you're running late, or maybe the groom runs late, or somebody's running late and it causes a little anxiety. But in an overall sense, I think this is gonna be an amazing experience. An amazing, aesthetic, and beautiful, traditional, glorious. Let's see what your Scrabble has to say. Oh, you are marrying your twin flame. Okay, you too. And you got Anne, Wan, almost wedding. Oh, and a lot of love here. So I need a few more letters. A warden. Okay. Engel. I feel there's something German here. You guys decide if you see any initials that jump out at you, any words, any messages. And let me give it a moment and I'll think about stuff. All right, well, I had to add an I, but We, darling, we we will do this, darling. So I definitely feel the support from your masculine here, and I think that is beautiful. And before I go, I would like to say thank you everybody for joining this. I hope you enjoyed it, and maybe you watched all 3 piles, because that can be fun too. And if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. And hello, all my subscribers. Thanks for coming back and always being so supportive and being super generous on my lives. We've had such a good time. Everybody be aware that I'm having giveaways for my channel anniversary and some more coming up. I will be giving away more on Tuesday nights live for the most of the month of August, and I will show you the next one coming up. Let me see what is okay. Let me show you real quick. So the next prize will be this beautiful sparkly tarot deck, Rider-Waite, with an amethyst crystal. And just keep checking for dates, but it should be I should be giving that away on Tuesday night coming up soon in real time. So if you're watching this any other time than August of 2021, then this is just a great message for you. All right, before I go, I'm going to shout out my members, and they have beautiful tiers, and with each tier comes perks and badges and emojis and all kinds of fun stuff to play with while we're live and in the comment section. So if you're a member, comment below so you show off your badges and emojis. So my platinum pixies are Lupe C and Claudia Lane. My golden fairy is Leo Sunchild. My twin flame is Luisa Silva. Full of Faithers Wolfie, Wesley, Sunny King, Anastasia, and Wild Owl Rose. Thanks for joining, Wild Owl Rose. And then we have Sparkles of Light, Kim. Hi, Kim. Kim Caliph, and AA, and Sachi, and Patricia Costa, and Valeska, and Jaden, and Chrissy, and Jessica D, and Jessica Johnson, Mona, Mystic Mountain Dance, Amanda, and Brian. Thank you all so much. And then my patrons at the Patreon page, where I post artwork of the different decks that I'm creating. You can support me over there. I'm thinking of posting my full belly dancing video uncut if anyone's interested in seeing it, but you have to be a member over there to see it. And yeah, I might be putting that over there as well. But you can see a lot of behind the scenes stuff. That's what I like to do over there on the Patreon page. So thank you, Sylvie and Trini and Melanie, for being members on my Patreon page. And thank you all, and one more time, for being here. Until the next time, I plan to be doing a reading somebody suggested about how will your family like me. So I figured I'd do the wedding first, and then we'll do the how will your family like each other. I've done one of those before, but it's been 2 years. I realized, I'm like, okay, I think it's time for an update. Anyway, see you guys around. Faith, Trust, and Pixie Dust.